Hi everybody, Afia Al-Faiz here of Wizard Web Marketing, and welcome to tonight's webinar. The title of tonight's webinar is Consistency. It's the last part of the webinar series that we had this week on promoting your business. And consistency is easily the most important aspect of anything, because if you can't stay consistent with your content and with connecting with people, your business will not grow. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And Chantel, if you wanted to just give me a thumbs up when you see it, and then we'll get started.
Okay, I see it.
You see it? Perfect.
Yep.
All right, awesome. So Wizard Web Marketing presents Consistency. So this webinar is going to be formatted a little bit differently than the ones from earlier this week, in that I'm going to just leave this kind of like open floor where we really dive into the things that make it easy for you to be consistent, or the things that you may be struggling with in regards to consistency. And that way we can have a discussion and really understand what is it that's keeping you from doing something every day to promote your business, or whatever you would need to do to make sure you're on a continuous path of growth. So a couple things that I wanted to go over is a list of 10 simple ways to be more consistent personally and professionally. So what I'll do is go over these ideas, and then we'll have a discussion, and then we can go from there. So consistency is the stuff that miracles are made of. If you keep an end goal in mind, all it takes is consistent action in order to make it happen, because of course the universe responds to your intention. So why is it so hard for people to continue taking action, to take the actions they should, when that's the only way to reach your goals in life? And it's because subconsciously your body actually craves consistency, but it's already used to the patterns that you have set, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to shift over into a whole new set of patterns that you don't have to like fight against in order for those patterns to serve you. So it could take anywhere from 21 days to 6 months to form a new habit, but the best time to start a new habit is, of course, yesterday. So we're going to go over some ways to get those patterns set up in your life. So the first thing that you could do is start with a specific area in your life. For example, your body. If you were to start working on your body, like let's say you found out about an exercise regime or something else where you had to do something every day or every couple of days in order to get a result you're looking for, that actually spills over into other areas of your life. So it doesn't even matter what you're consistent at. It has to do with building up the habit in your body of being consistent. And then once you're able to do that with one thing, whether it's a hobby, whether it's promoting your business, whether whatever, you'll be able to know what it feels like to just act even if you don't really feel like it in the moment, and do what you need to do, just because at the end of the day it brings you so much joy just to do that action, or just because you know that the outcome of that action is going to make any kind of discomfort worth it. So definitely start with some kind of area so that you can get that engine of consistency going somewhere in your life, and then it'll spill over. And also starting with one specific area prevents you from feeling overwhelmed. Now, I did see a video recently by a guy named Kerwin Ray, and he says that you should actually embrace overwhelm, because what it is you getting into a different level of performance, and you have to build up your tolerance to that much activity coming into your life. So whether it's something where you feel overwhelmed and you don't really want to do it, that's exactly when you should do it anyway, when you don't feel like it, because that means you're open to having that new pattern set in your life. So definitely pick a small area and just do something about it every single day. Now next, commit to being consistent. So you would need to make sure that you make it as easy as possible, because if it's too difficult and too much effort, it's going to lead to failure. There has to be something that you could do every day that's simple and easy, where if you just do this one task or these two tasks, it'll be fine. Hi, Sarah. Thank you for joining us. We've already gotten started. So far, we have discussed starting with a specific area is a great way to get that engine of consistency started. And then making the commitment to being consistent. Start with a small commitment so that you can make sure it's easy enough for you to just do it quickly. And then that'll make it so that you can give yourself a chance to win each day and reinforce that you can do it. Okay, the third way that you can be consistent in your life is to plan out your tasks. Plan out for a week at a time. Or if you want to plan for every third day, plan about 3 days of activity. And that way you can commit to having the same routine every day without feeling like this is something you have to commit to for a month or 2 months or something. You know, shorten the length of time that you're going to do the same thing. So if you're not accustomed to doing the same thing every day, or if you feel like it's gonna bore you or something, that way you know, okay, it's only for 3 days, and then take a look at your results, see what happened, tweak your results or tweak your activity, and then you can try again and do another 3-day run or another week-long run. The point here is taking baby steps and really starting small, starting within your scope of ability in this moment, and then growing from there. It's about slight improvements, and then do a little bit longer of a commitment, a little bit longer of a commitment, and next thing you know, you're doing something every single day that's effective and productive for your business. Also, write down your goals. Grant Cardone says that always write down a list of what you need to do as soon as you wake up. As soon as you wake up and right before you go to bed. And it's because it allows your priorities to reveal themselves by what your mind naturally repeats as a task to do. And the act of writing it down imprints it into your subconscious every time you write it down. So even if it's the same thing every day, every time you write it down, you get a little closer to having it complete, a little closer to having it complete. And that's what this is all about, is doing a little better every day, a little better. And if you keep in mind that it's just about that slight edge, you will remain consistent, and you'll keep trying, and just have faith naturally in the outcome. The fifth technique for remaining consistent, and again, we're going to go back over this and discuss any concerns you might have about remaining consistent, but the fifth technique for remaining consistent is checking out emotionally. Emotions can warp your perception of reality, so it's important that you keep track of your tasks. What are you actually doing? Not what you feel like doing or what you feel like you should have done or could have done, but what are you actually doing? What have you actually gotten done? What's in the books? What's finished? It's important to write that down, because you can really give yourself some credit and see that you have a track record for doing what it is that you needed to do for your business, doing what it was that you needed to do for your personal life. And that boosts your self-esteem and encourages you to continue to be consistent. So if you really just put your emotions to the side, you know, if you don't feel like doing something, you just do it anyway, it's gonna set you up where you let those positive emotions come in, and from being consistent, and it makes you feel really good to know, hey, oh my gosh, I did all of this and I've made so much progress. So kind of holding back a little bit with the tension maybe that some people have with being consistent, or maybe some of the disappointment they might have felt if they weren't consistent in the past. If you just kind of leave all of that aside and just do what you need to do, it becomes so rewarding moving forward. Next, stop multitasking. Stop multitasking. Whatever you have to do for your business, just do that one thing completely. I forget who said to do that. It might have been Bob Proctor. but one thing completely. Neville Goddard also says, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Pull yourself together and do one thing at a time. Once everything is second nature, you won't need as much of your active short-term memory to complete the same tasks. So until your habit becomes more efficient, it's important for you not to multitask. So if something requires that you build up a skill or something, do that one thing first until you get like the basics down, and then if it's necessary, multitask in other areas of your business. Next, don't be perfect. Just do it. Like, don't be perfect. Don't be perfect. Perfection, it's not real. Imperfect action beats perfect inaction every time. Every time. Every single time. Plus, accepting imperfection allows you to make an honest assessment about where you are so that you can make all the little tweaks that can improve the quality of the habit that you're forming by incrementally boosting your skill level. So if you have that action, if you have that track record of action, and you if you have that track record of action and you just make tweaks about your daily activities, you will surpass anybody else that's trying like by leaps and bounds, simply because you're making small improvements every day. Don't strive for perfection. It doesn't happen that way. But what will happen is, as you improve, to everybody else, you will look perfect. Perfect in a sense that your skill level is above theirs, and they have something to learn from you. But that comes with habit, that comes from practice, it comes from consistency. Next, think of the process and not the outcome. You know, it's good to have your goal in mind. It's good to think about the things that you want to accomplish in the end. But when it comes to consistency, it's the action that you need to take that you need to be focused on. What is it that you're supposed to be doing every day to make sure that you're bringing in new business? What is it that you're supposed to be doing to make sure that your business is running as efficiently as possible? What is it you're supposed to be doing every single day? Oh, I had to spray a wasp for a second. They just pop up out of nowhere. Anyway, what is it that you're supposed to be doing? So I mentioned another time that your expectations leads to disappointment. And if your actions are leading to disappointment, you will surely quit. But once you have in mind the result that you want and your path to get there, in other words, your daily repeated steps, that's when you let go of the result you originally intended to get. This is where faith comes in. You have to take those daily actions and do what you need to do, even without the immediate fulfillment or any evidence that your outcome is being fulfilled. Because depending on how patient you are, if you think about the outcome and why it's not here now, it could trigger you to give up before you have a chance to even manifest what it was you were looking to manifest in your life in the first place. So definitely after you set your intention, you know, just let it go and just focus on the actions that you need to take to get there. Next, live in the moment. I love Mooji. Mooji is like he's a spiritual leader. He's like a guru in a sense. And Mooji says, think to yourself, I have no time. It's when you realize that the time is only now and there is no later time, that the evolution of this moment, that you will understand the importance of faith, the importance of immediate action, and the importance of staying as present as possible. If you stray from the moment, if you don't stay in the now and all the things that you think of, act on them now, it's only going to hurt you by delaying your progress. Everything that you need to do now. Everything you think you want a month from now is the universe saying, no, you need to work on this now. This is what's going to get you there. This is what is the imagery that's needed in your head in order to get you to move. Everything you think you want is just to get you to move to where you ought to be based on what's in your subconscious. So it's important to just be in the moment and do the things, do as much as you can today to promote your business, to attain your goals, to do whatever. It's all right now. Everything is happening right now. And when you get to that other level, whether it be income wise, exposure wise, whatever, the things that you're going to want will be completely different, because everything you think you want right now is based on your current experience. If you think you want a better car, better house, whatever, it's just based on what you already have and leveling up. So if you just dream of that and wonder why it's not here, it's going to cause disappointment. But your subconscious is trying to tell you, like, look, work on this now. Eventually you will have that, or some version of it, or something better. But it just takes doing right now where you are and appreciating where you are right now, in order to get there. So lastly, get organized. It's easier to maintain a routine if you know where all your tools are and how to get them without having to waste energy rummaging through anything. Even if you work online, for example, it could be as easy as creating a folder for your content, another folder for inspiration, another folder for great examples of your past work for you to model, which will strengthen all of your work, of course. Even vision boards are forms of organization, because the reminder of the goal is available at a glance, instead of spending precious energy in dream mode all the time, which makes you more efficient right then and there. And when things are organized, it's easier to get into flow without any obstructions breaking your focus. So there's a ton of ways to get organized and focused, so that it makes everything easier to flow. And as a bonus, I do encourage you to get an accountability partner. If you have an accountability partner, preferably someone that's like that you see that's taking action fairly consistently, where you notice that they're working on their business or working on whatever, and they're doing it every day. That's the kind of person that you want to partner with. The person that's always tapping into um, educating themselves and bettering themselves. That's the kind of person that you want as your accountability partner, because you want to know that there's also someone with you that's having the same struggles, someone with you that's moving toward the same goal. And having an accountability partner just makes it so that you're also around a like-minded person, and it makes it easier to brush off any negativity that you might be getting from someone, maybe in your family or in your environment otherwise, that may not understand your goals, may not understand your drive. And it helps you not try to, how do I want to put this? Not give up because of wanting to maintain your relationship with your family. I just saw a quote about something like that by Kerwin Way as well. He said that people will, let me see if I can pull it up actually, because it was brilliant. So I'm just gonna pull up Kerwin Ray, his video, because I wrote a note about it, because what he mentioned was brilliant, and you don't really think about things that way. Here we go. The amount of self-sabotage you're experiencing is a direct reflection of the amount of people that see your progress as unacceptable. And he did a graphic where he showed the family like rejecting what the person was doing, and you will throw away your goals subconsciously. You'll sabotage yourself in order to belong to that family again. So having a accountability partner is really important to keep you from getting to that place where you feel like you have to choose between, you know, receiving love and support from your family and going after what's in your heart to go after. So here is that graphic right here, actually, where they're rejecting him because he's going for a higher goal. And it's going to show where you'll give up that goal. Throwing rocks at him, and you'll give up that goal in order to stop being rejected by the family. Do you see this? Crazy. And there you go, back in the family. And it's funny how that works, but if you have an accountability partner, it helps diffuse some of that longing for belonging to that crowd when they aren't looking to get the same results in their lives that you are. So yeah, that's all that I've got regarding remaining consistent. It's pretty much everything you need to do. At the end of the day, you always want to make sure that you're 100% clear on what it is that you're trying to accomplish. You're 100% clear on what it is that you need to do to get you to that goal. So this is the only slide because I wanted to have an open discussion about consistency and how we can apply that to our lives. So I'm gonna unmute everybody now. Okay. All right. Now, the first thing that we talked about was starting with a specific area in your life. So do any of you have an area where you feel like you could be more consistent that you'd like to share?
That's a good question.
Don't all talk all at once. I mean,
yeah, everywhere.
everywhere.
How you do anything is how you do everything, right? And I'm inconsistent all over the board.
How you do anything is how you do everything.
Yeah, I'm terribly inconsistent. This is how I work, if I'm being honest. I get inspired by someone or something that I've seen or read or thought about or whatever it might be, and then I go and do it. Unless it's something that I've got to do, like an appointment or a meeting or something that is planned. But I work on inspiration, and if I get inspired to do it, if I get inspired to make a recipe and take a picture of it, I do it. If I don't, then I don't do it. So everything I do is from inspiration. It's like, ooh, I really want to do that, so I do it.
So you're all or nothing.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Mostly nothing. I have a lot of things that I have to do, like in my family, like with my family and with my businesses, so I do those and they take up a lot of the time. So then the free time that I don't specifically have is inspiration. So if I feel like going on Facebook and doing a post, then I will, or if I'm inspired to do it. But I don't do it consistently, none of it.
Okay. So it sounds like maybe when it comes to promoting yourself on Facebook, you feel like you aren't consistent because it's inspiration based, not necessarily activity or commitment based.
Yes,
so,
completely.
Okay, so if you want to start with marketing yourself online, for example, just commit to making one clear business post a day. One. And it doesn't have to be inspired. Like, remove the whole inspiration thing, because unless you already have that habit in your daily life, inspiration isn't gonna inspire you to be consistent.
Yeah.
You know, it might inspire one post or it might inspire one video or something, but if you don't have that engine set up to do something every day, it's not gonna do what you think it's gonna do. Inspiration is really good for something that's different, something that takes you next level, but you have to have that pattern there to use inspiration the most effectively. But for now, I would say to post something about your business every day, even if it's the same copy and you only change it slightly. I would say to do that just to have that habit there, because people need to see that you're running a business. If like we were discussing before, whoever you're attracting as a prospect, they're going to look at your page and see what you do. And if you never have any business posts there, you're missing opportunities for someone who might want to work with you. So I would say to do commit to one, and then from there you can do like the jab right hook type of stuff where you're mixing up your content and stuff like that. So yeah, one post per day, and then of course we can get together to give you an idea of something short you can come up with or something easy, so that it's easy to commit to it. So Chantel, was there an area in your life that you felt like you could add some consistency?
Well, I was just listening to what you were telling her, even if it's just one post a day on my Facebook business page,
Mhm.
which I do check in whenever I'm at a networking meeting.
Mhm.
And what I do put out is I put a lot of cleaning tips,
Mhm.
and I'll sit on the internet and I'll be BSing, and I'll look on Good Housekeeping, on Simple Life, no, Real Simple Magazine, like all these magazine articles, and anything that I think that could pertain to giving a cleaning hack or a cleaning shortcut, I um, I go ahead and I send it to myself in my email. So I have, oh my God, so many articles, links in my email to myself.
Mhm.
And like I was just listening to you tell her, and I was like, oh my God, I got to do that at least once a day. I have to go into my email
Yep.
and I have to post a link once a day. And so that way I can be consistent, because I'm not consistent with my Facebook page.
That's
My
funny
business
because
page.
that's how I am with recipes, and I find articles, or I make a recipe, I take a picture of something I've done and I write the recipe down. But I don't. Can you close the door, Chris? In the coffee cupboard. You always come in when I'm talking. Every time.
Because that's when they need
I
your
have them
attention.
all on the
Don't you know
computer, and
by now?
they don't come out. They're all just
Yeah.
there, and they don't come out into the world.
What I was trying to do was set up once a month, or not even once a month, once a week, to go on Hootsuite and
Your content.
set up my content and set it up at a scheduled time for it to go out all the time.
It's a good idea.
And I just, my life has been so crazy the past couple of weeks, just because I had an overabundance of work, and I switched over to, I'm not complaining, that's why I'm coming from a positive place. I had an overabundance of work. And
Nice problem to have.
I know, right?
and I switched over to some different software. They were able to bring over my customer files, but they were not able to bring my schedules. So little bit at a time, between myself and my business partner, we've been doing 1 week at a time. So that way, until we're completely caught up, so we're off of the other one. And I had a mastermind session with some ladies that I did some coaching with last year. And they actually complimented us and said, wow, you girls really look like business owners now. They're like you, because they can tell that we look more organized, and we're like more mature, and we're not like all over the place when we first started. So yeah, so it's working. I'm so sick of being disorganized. So yeah, consistency, number one thing with consistency is organization.
Definitely.
Yes.
Welcome, Chat Sarah. Hi. Okay, Sarah.
The old gang back together.
I know,
Yeah.
right? Sarah says, sounds like what I'm reading right now. Adam Markel Pivot. Yes.
Yes.
Adam
Yeah.
Markel is awesome. That's actually
reading that as well.
I know,
Yeah.
right? That's actually how the three of us met. Chantal, Sarah, and I. We went to a seminar called Guerrilla Business School, and Adam Markel was the CEO at the time of New Peaks, and we heard of his book.
Well,
Right.
He's brilliant. He's
you
brilliant.
kind of promoted it a lot.
I did. Adam Markel is awesome, so definitely enjoy. We are all influenced and inspired by him. So
Yes.
I'm sure you'll be inspired as well. So we went through the presentation already. We're discussing tips and techniques at this point for being consistent so that we can actually apply that to business. We're talking about starting with a specific area in your life. So is there an area where you feel like you could stand to be a bit more consistent, and would you like to share what area that is? Let's see what she says.
Hey, Fifi, you
Yes.
gave several pointers, and I wasn't writing down notes. What was bullet point number 1?
Bullet point number 1 is start with a specific area in your life.
Okay.
And this is actually from an article that I had written before. So what I can do is send you the copy, and that way you'll have the notes.
Okay.
So yeah, if you don't take notes or you didn't take notes, that's okay. But where number one is start with a specific area in your life.
Okay.
So it seems like for now everybody's focused on business, which is amazing, awesome. We should always be focused on business, and particularly promoting yourself on Facebook. And just start with doing one business post per day, one post, just one. And then from there, you can expand it, grow it, make your post more intricate, whatever. But you want to talk about your business or some aspect of your business once a day.
Okay. And what was bullet point number 2?
Number 2 is commit to being consistent.
Commit.
And so make it so that you have something that's easy, because too much difficulty and effort will lead to your expectations being warped, and then you'll quit. So it's really important that you start with something easy. Difficulty just means that you're trying to do something in the moment that isn't for this moment. It's not in this moment for you. You need to be thinking of something that's easy, something that makes you happy to do it, that has to do with your business, something you can commit to. And then as time goes on, you will naturally progress. You just have to trust yourself. So number 2, committing to being consistent has a lot more to do with committing to yourself and trusting yourself than it has to do with the action itself. And I think we kind of touched on that a little bit after yesterday's webinar, but just what can you make the commitment to? What will be really, really easy for you to do every day? Something that won't take up a whole lot of your time and effort, something that you can just do, and be okay with it, and be okay with it not being perfect, which was another point that came up later on. But what kind of commitment could you guys make to promoting your business on Facebook? Like, Sarah, since you went first last time, you want to like, what do you think you could do? Do you think you could post a recipe each day and maybe talk about your business, or what's something you think would be easy?
I think posting a recipe, what I can do is maybe once a week commit to posting a recipe on my blog.
Okay.
Okay. And I could always, and then link it to Facebook, and then
there we go.
Doing at least one post a day on my business page and at least one personal post a day.
Okay.
I think for now that's quite a lot for me.
Yeah,
I don't even get to that.
Definitely. And if you want to commit to doing like 3 different things a day, that's fine. Just make sure you prioritize them. So you could be like, well, I need to at least have that one business post. Mm-hmm. Because you don't want to mentally overwhelm yourself, because if you, not you specifically, but if a person is at the point where they don't have that pattern, that habit yet of being consistent with their business posts, and then they try to do like the jab, 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 right hook method right off the top, they're going to fail because they're not accustomed to putting out that kind of effort. So that's great that you want to do the 3, but just to let you know, just so like you don't set yourself up potentially for failure, if you commit to just one to start with, that's okay too. So if you do 3, great, but just focus on that one so that you know, like, you did what you needed to do for the day.
Okay.
So
yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that works. I'll do that. I'll probably commit to doing like one personal, and then if I can do a business one, because what I don't want to do is overwhelm my business page and not be commenting on personal stuff, and then it just becomes about business.
Okay, one more time.
I don't know.
One more time.
Huh?
Could you repeat what you said?
Oh, okay. So I don't want it to just be about business, because I don't want to just be like sell. You know what I mean? So I was trying to. If I commit to one personal post a day, at least. And I do try to do at least one, but it's not really a set commitment, and I do fail a lot of the time.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, I'm so sorry. Let me clarify. I didn't mean to say like you should only have business posts. I mean, in addition to whatever you're already doing, the point here is to promote your business. So on top of whatever you normally would post, whether it's personal stuff or you're sharing.
I don't post all that much.
Oh, okay.
Really? I try to, and like some days I might be inspired and post sometimes, and then other days, and it depends. You know, if I'm reading, like I was reading Pivot the other day, so I was really inspired. I was really positive. I did your meditation in the morning. I was reading Pivot the night before. It all came together, and then I think I did 3 in one day. And then the following few days I got busy, and then it was like, maybe I did 1.
Well, then maybe for you, your daily activity would need to be remaining inspired. So if you focused on making sure that you're taking in that inspiration, if you're naturally inspired to act from what you're reading or from what you're tuning into, then make sure that you're tuning into that stuff every day. Okay. So if you want to tune into what drives you as opposed to the action itself, that's okay too. Whatever gets you to that point where you're doing it every day. So if you need that inspiration in order to act, then definitely do a meditation every day. Like I always say with my meditations, 5 minutes is cool. So it doesn't have to take up a whole lot of your time. But if that's what you need in order to feel inspired, then that's what you need to focus on being consistent at, is keeping yourself inspired. Chantal, we have about 10 minutes of the recording left. We can always pick up afterward to continue the discussion. But I definitely wanted to make sure that we at least got through what we could do to keep everyone consistent. So Chantal, did you want to share like what you could do to commit? Or is there something easy? Like, do you find that maybe doing 1 business post a day might be easy for you, or is there something else?
Yeah, commit to being consistent. Yeah, I'm gonna start with like how you were telling her earlier. Commit to 1 business post a day, and you're right. It's gonna look. One of the things that sells a product and that sells a brand is consistency. So if I start doing it, even if it is once a day, then I'll probably start getting more likes and more hits on my business page.
Because people look at that. They look to see, how serious are you about your business? How much do you love your business? If you love your business, you're serious about it. It's something that inspires. If your business inspires you every day, you'll be able to tell. You'll be able to feel it on somebody's page. So, Sarah, the staying consistent or staying inspired consistently is important for business. Like Sarah was saying, being inspired gets her to act, but also just doing it is also another way to kind of reverse inspire yourself. And it does the same for others too, because I think I mentioned on the first webinar, people are looking for you to lead them. People are looking for you to be that inspiration. And if you're not doing it every day, and you're not talking about your business every day or what inspires you every day or whatever, it's who's going to lead them to do the same for themselves and for their own lives. It's we're trying to make the world better here. So we have to lead. And the way you lead is through consistent action. So definitely a awesome point there. Chat Sarah says, I forget that you guys can see this.
I don't see her conversation.
You don't?
No.
Oh, so you can't see. Okay. I currently have the chat up on my screen.
I can see. Hang on.
So all you can see is the slide?
I just put it up. Hang on. And I've got the pivot comment, but I ain't got any more.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So Chat Sarah says, no, I only have it as me. Oh, because she's messaging me privately.
Okay.
Well, I just learned a whole lot more about Zoom this evening. So,
I see.
So Sarah, 1 business post per day sounds good. Okay. So do you think that that's something that you could easily commit to, just making sure that you talk about your business once a day? I think you're pretty consistent anyway. I see your posts. So awesome. So she says, yes, perfect.
What was bullet point number 3?
Number 3 is plan out your tasks. So for example, if you're going to do the one post per day, you know, plan out what you're going to talk about. When I started, let me give you an example. When I started the this web series just kind of made itself, if I'm being completely honest with myself and honest with everybody. The original webinar was the 3 C's of promoting your business online. Well, why not go into more detail about what those 3 C's are? So if you start with a list, and I love
Yes, chat, Sarah. I saw your message, chat, Sarah.
Oh.
There we go. Okay.
Can everyone read this? Yes.
Yes.
No, and no, you're not posting too much. Thank you so much for interacting with the discussion the best way you can. So, do you guys see this? I'm swatting stuff. It's like they're like, I'm gonna get you. I got my spray though.
Came armed.
I came armed.
Next time you'll be in a tent, like a fly. Was it like a mosquito tent?
Wait. Let me show you. I am. I'm out here like it's like I'm camping. So, yes, jokes and jokes over here. So it looks like we're running out of time a bit for the recording. So I'll just go over everything. So in case, you know, for anyone who's watching, if you wanted to hear the list again and go into further discussion, we can just go over it. So the third one is plan out your tasks and, you know, use lists. Make a list of all the different ways you could do the same thing. That's a really great way to serve people, is to give them options. And then once you make that list, it doesn't have to be a big list. It was just the 3 things to do to promote your business online. Once you do that, then you go into detail on each one and talk about your business and how your business could help them solve their problem. You know what I'm saying? So plan out your tasks. Once you do that, you can get all kinds of inspiration for your business. And mosquito spray. Awesome. All right. Chat Sarah says, my kids are laughing. Oh, about my mosquito spray? I mean, like, this is ridiculous. I mean, you guys are inside, but whatever. It's so nice out here. I just wish there were less mosquitoes. Okay, so plan out your tasks. Knowing your daily tasks are the fertilizer of habit. Neville Goddard says, through habit and action becomes easier. Oh my gosh, I can't emphasize that enough. I wasn't doing webinars consistently, you guys. I'm an internet marketer. You're pretty much supposed to do this on a regular basis. And it got easier after the first time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like you when you plan out your tasks, even if you just attempt to plan, it already adds to your confidence. It adds to the idea of I can do this. Like, it influences your self-talk. It
Mm-hmm.
You know, just plan it. It doesn't mean that you have to do everything that's there, but you want to do something that makes you consistent. And then once you can prove to yourself that you're consistent, this doesn't have to do with anybody else, just yourself. Once you can prove to yourself that you're consistent, it becomes so much easier to build up your skill set. It becomes so much easier to believe that you have something that everybody needs. So, yes. And Chat Sarah says, plan out your tasks. Awesome. Yes, plan out your tasks. If you need help with that, definitely just message me. Or I'll do another webinar on planning out your tasks. See how that works? So, you know, inspire yourself. You can build up an inspiration machine from within with consistency. Number 4, there's 10 of them. Number 4 was write down your goals as soon as you wake up. Write down what it is you have to do each day. You'll actually reveal what your priorities were, what your priorities are in your subconscious when you do that. And then you also write down your tasks before you go to bed. It makes you sleep easier too, because I know for me, sometimes if there's something on my mind, it makes it difficult for me to sleep if I don't kind of get it out and write it down, because I'm afraid to forget about it, especially if it's something important. So writing stuff down really, really helps me. And it really helps you stay consistent, especially if there's something that maybe is a little bit tedious for you. Something like that, you have to just keep chipping at it and keep trying and keep putting that effort, even if it feels like you're not making progress. So writing down your goals, definitely a must. So that's number 4. Number 5 is check